Here to bring you part two, building off some other basic improvisational concepts from part one. Now in part one, I was with the key of G, I was in the key of G, and I gave you this simple pattern to think about and to work on. Now here's another concept that'll help you with your improvisation and beginning to hear ideas, beginning to develop your understanding of vocabulary and how to make up your own ideas. Now in the key of G, so again you have the key of G. Now I play that in a certain way so that what you want to hear is the diatonic structure of the scale. Now the diatonic structure of all major scales, when you start on your tonic, which of course in this case is G, is going to be G to A, whole step, A to B, whole step, B to C, half step. Then you go up a whole step and you have the same exact pattern. D to E, whole step, E to F sharp, whole step, F sharp to G, half step. So you basically have whole step, half step, whole step, half step, stacked on top of each other with a whole step in between, and it sounds like this. And that's the opening idea from the Addams Family theme. And of course you just stack those on top of the two again, or you stack those two on top of each other again, and you get. Now what's important about that is that you hear how that flows, because you want to hear, or at least what I hear are two words or two statements that connect with each other like phrases do in English or any other language. And when you do another pattern, you're going to hear that same connection. So if you do thirds, you're going to hear that same phrase or that same pattern work its way through the diatonic structure. So here's thirds. So hopefully you hear that fairly clearly, because as you begin to work for faster tempos with whatever pattern you're working on, you can use that to help yourself control what it is that you're doing. So you want to always stay relaxed as you work for faster tempos, and you want to keep that pattern that you're hearing speaking clearly. So you want to hear it speaking clearly like that. And you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out when you're practicing, and you'll hear it, and it will help you to develop your understanding of music as a language, and thus your own personal vocabulary. Now again, keep it stupid simple. When you come up with an idea like that pattern that I started you out with, you can make it even simpler. So you just carry that up the scale. Now here's another pattern or another idea that you can start with, or you can begin to implement with your own thinking, and that is the chords built on each scale to step. So in G, your first chord is going to be G, B, D, or the G major chord. And it's good to just listen to the sound of that. And the full arpeggio would be to come back to the second note of that, the B, and then play B, D, G. See, that takes you back to the tonic. And then you go back to the third of that, or the D, and you play that arpeggio. And then, of course, if you keep doing that, you're restating it at the octave, and you're hearing that G major chord again. And And so you can begin to develop the G major arpeggio that way. Now that was triplets if you do eighths or sixteenths. Then you have that pattern. And of course doubling that up, that's just 16th notes. And that's very good to have that memorized. You want, again, like I stated in video 1, you want to have as much as you can memorized. So memorize that G major arpeggio, and then also build the chord off of each scale tone. Now, so the second one is going to be ACE. So if you do GBD, then ACE, that gives you enough there to practice just in building improvisational ideas. Because if you do your GBD and then go to the E, which was the fifth of that second chord, the ACE, you can come back down with it. Then you can practice just turning, just stick with those 6 notes, GBD and ACE. You can turn those all around and have a lot of cool sounding ideas to play on. Those 6 notes alone, you can really play around with a lot. And go slower too. Like a real cool sounding combination of ideas in those notes was the EDBC. Or ECD, just ECD. Or EDCD. So again, that's tons of stuff to practice, and that's just in that short range. Just play around with that. Keep your tone strong. Remember, that's GBD, ACE. And what's cool about that is that really, if you throw in the D sharp, then you have the A blues scale, which with just those 6 notes, and then you add that D sharp, you have the 7th note for the A blues scale, which is A C D. D sharp, E, G, A. And then what you want to do, of course, also is fill out the rest of the key, finish the rest of the chords. So, again, chord number 1, GBD, which is a major chord. Chord number 2, which is a minor chord, ACE. Chord number 3, which is BD, F sharp, also a minor chord. Chord number 4, C, E, G, which is a major chord. Chord number 5, D, F sharp, A. Chord number 6, D, F sharp, A is also a major chord. Chord number 6, E, G, B, that's a minor chord. And the 7th chord of the scale, F sharp, A, C, is a diminished chord. So, you want to memorize, go slowly with that, memorize all of those chords. And what you want to begin to see is how you can combine those and turn those around. That was ascending, you can do descending. And that gets a little bit trickier, but the better you get at it, the more you will see with it and then be able to make it happen with your own playing. And again, take it around the full range of the horn. And then I I should have said also at the top, then reverse it and come back down with it. So what's great about that is you can practice that for speed and build your technique, and you can go slow and listen for that scale structure, listen for the chord structure, and listen to how it will speak in terms of ideas. Another good thing you can do is when you play the chord and you take it into the next chord, stop on that tone and hold it. You'll hear an idea. So for the first one, it would be G, B, D, A. Like I said in the first video, you hear how you want that, or you will hear how the A wants to fall to the G. See, then I went into the B, D, F sharp, C. See, so I just went up the scale step with each of those chords and stopped on the next tone. So it would go G, B, D, A, C, E, B, B, D, F sharp, C, C, E, G, D, D, F sharp, A, E, E, G, B, F sharp, A, C, G. And you want to do that again, the full range of the horn. And do that slowly. Listen to the tones. It'll build your vocabulary. It will build your understanding of the scale structure. And again, it's the same structure that's in every major key. Now, another thing you can do is as you play that major chord up, go, rather than descending to the next chord tone, keep going up to the next tone above it. So in this case, it would be G, B, D, E, and then descend the chord. So you're going to go G, B, D, E, C, A. See, you can hold that A again and you're going to hear an idea. See there, I just went B, D, F sharp, G, E, C. And then I went D, F sharp, A, B, G, E. When I came down the B, G, E, I went F sharp, A, C, D, B, G. And again, you can do that the full range of the horn. And again, that will build more vocabulary and more ideas for you. So I'm going to stop with that because that's plenty to practice. That's plenty to work on there for the key of G. And again, learning that in every key. Hope you like it. Hope you subscribe. Hope that you hit the bell notification because I'm going to keep building off of these ideas. I'm going to keep building off of this and hopefully you're gaining some strong knowledge from it in terms of building your own vocabulary because that's what you want to do. You want to be able to make up your own patterns. Build up your own, be able to just improvise, be able to play, and eventually one day even be able to make up your own practice routine that's based on stuff that you've made up and patterns that you've also learned out of technique books. So hopefully that helps. Again, thanks for taking the time to watch it. Here's some soloing for you.